design RCC column, design RCC column. The section is given 400 by 400 mm to carry a load of 1000 kilonewtons, load of 1000, ultimate load of, to carry a ultimate load. It is not the service load, you need not multiply by the load factor. Carry an ultimate load of 1000 kilonewton at an eccentricity of 160 millimeters using M25 grade concrete and Fe 415 grade steel. Fe 415 grade steel. Sketch the reinforcement details. Sketch reinforcement details. That is of course standard one. So we'll work this problem. So for working out this problem, first you have to just see all this information have gone into that. That is which chart you have to use, all those things you have to judge. First, here, data given, you can just take out. Data given. Concrete mix, M25. It doesn't matter much, I told you. So this particular standard interaction chart has been developed only for M20 mix. Mix doesn't make any much difference in calculation, because I told you this FCC value is almost negligible. It doesn't vary. You can take these charts which have been developed for all varieties of mix, that is M15, M20, M25, M30, up to M30 for ordinary concrete work mixers you can use the chart. Over and above that, then you have to calculate these things, develop your own interaction diagram and design the column. You cannot use that particular chart as it is. But for your point of view, these interaction diagrams, you can use it for ordinary concrete mixers, that is M15, M20, 25 up to 30, you can straight away use without any problem. Then type of steel, that is Fe 415 grade steel. So that means your Fi value will be 415 Newton per millimeter square. Here this FCK will be 25 Newton per millimeter square. Knowing this mix and type of steel, that you know to start with, you have to specify that. So you know the strength of that mix which you are using for the design, or as well as the steel. Now this load, ultimate load, that is straight away given, Pu, you can denote it by this notation, it is 1000 kilonewtons. And eccentricity is given, it is given B, that is 160 millimeters. So know that information has been given in the problem regarding the arrangement and all that you can assume. I told you the arrangement of the reinforcements will be always on the periphery, either on all the four edges of the column cross section if you are designing a rectangular column or square column, or circular also throughout the periphery you can provide the reinforcement. That is one part. Or another part parallel to only two edges, either short edge along. Usually it is shorted about the major axis, which I have indicated here. Major axis, when it bends about major axis, so about that only we just provide, take this particular thing. Assume the eccentricity, assume the eccentricity given will result in maximum bending moment when compared to minimum eccentricity. That you have to conclude, because here first, as per codal provision, we have to check the section, that is 400 by 400. That also we can take it here itself. Section given is 400 by 400. They have fixed the size already. They have given it. So you take that particular section. For that particular section, minimum eccentricity you have to calculate 0.05 D. That is 0.05 into 400. It comes to around 20 mm only. 200 or 20. 0.05 into 400. That is 20 mm only, or minimum 20 mm. So it comes to that eccentricity, whatever it has been given here is definitely more than that. You need not have to bother about that. Anyway, that you can write it. So we need not have to check this section, column section, for that minimum eccentricity. Whatever eccentricity is given in the problem, or whatever the moment, if at all it is given directly in the problem, that takes care of minimum eccentricity also. Definitely that moment will be more than that minimum eccentricity moment that you have to conclude first. Then you say moment, design moment, mu will be equal to Pu into E. Pu is 1000 into E is 160, that is 16 into 10 to the power of 4 kilonewton millimeter. That is your mu. Next, we can find out those non-dimensional factors which I told for using the chart. Straightway we will use the relevant chart and work out the steel required. Now we have to determine only steel to be provided. I have told that I have not told here. First we will provide, write that also, we will provide the steel parallel to 2 edges. Or you can provide all round also. That I will tell a little bit later. You find out Pu by FCKBD. Pu is 1000 kilonewtons into 1000 newtons divided by FCK is 25, B is 400, D also 400. So this comes to 0.25. Next, you can work out mu by FCK BD square. FCK BD square. It is not dimensional thing, which I have already told how to develop that interaction diagram. So mu we have calculated 16 into 10 to the power of 4 into 1000. So many Newton millimeter I have converted, divided by 25 into 400 into 400 square. This comes to how much?
0.1.
0.1 straightway. Next, you find out d dash by d, because I showed you that interaction diagram. It is in terms of type of steel, d dash by d, and mu by FCKBD square, Pu by FCKBD square. You can find out straight away a point in between intersection of these things, horizontal and vertical line. You can find out what is the percentage of steel. That percentage of steel you can arrange either parallel to 2 edges or that completes your design. It's as simple as that. The moment you have to develop that interaction chart, things become very, very simple. But how to develop that interaction chart, that's a tedious process. Well, you have developed and you are at liberty to use those charts. So you are lucky, not much calculation, straight away you can finish off your work here. So next, you can find out, assume effective, assume clear cover as 40 mm for main steel, main steel of 20 mm size. I assume 20 mm thereby. That's up to you. You can assume starting from minimum of 12 mm to 25 or 40 also, up to 40 mm. If the load is heavy, you can assume that. So the effective depth and effective cover, not depth, effective cover D dash will be that clear cover that I have already written while giving that introduction into half the size of bar, that is 10, that is 400 plus 40 plus 10, that is equal to 50 millimeters. That is one effective cover. You can find D dash by D. So D dash is 50, D is 400, so this comes to 0.125. So you can, because the charts have been developed for D dash by D equals 0.05, 0.1, 0.15, 0.2, I told, that 4 varieties. You can use next higher value here. So let us use chart, interaction chart for D dash by D equals 0.15. The next immediate value, D dash by D equals 0.15, or D dash by D equals 0.15. That you decide. So you go for, you take that particular interaction chart, standard interaction chart. So given in that particular code, you can take it. Yes. Chart 33, you can take it. For these values from chart 33 of SP 16, that is for D dash by D, capital D, equals 0.15 and Fe equals 415 grade and U by FCKBD. These you have already calculated, 0.25 and Mu by FCKBD square equals 0.1. For this complete thing, you can use it, move along. So this is a chart. Here in the top of chart it has been given D dash by D is equal to 0.15. Type of steel, Fe equals 415 grade. And horizontal axis Mu by FCKBD square, vertical axis Pu by FCKBD. All these values you have calculated, not dimension figures, Mu by FCKBD square by FCKBD. From this, take this Mu by FCKBD squared is 0.1, that is this particular point. You just in pencil, you draw a vertical line along that. And corresponding Pu by FCKBD is 0.25, that is, it comes 0.1, here 0.2 is there, 0.25, right? You draw a horizontal line there, draw a vertical line, intersection of these two will be in between. Can you read it on yourself? The interaction of that, intersection of that will be under which particular percentage? Can you read it? P by FCK.
P by FC.
P by FCK. Is it between 0.1 to
Yes, sir. 0.12.
0.05 I have taken?
Yes, sir.
It is between that I have taken P by FCK intersection of the particular point. So this is the actual work you have to do. That's all. The moment you got this particular figure, there itself you can observe this particular point lies somewhere here. So that is for FCT is equal to 0.7. This dotted lines which I told you. That means it is the section, all the sections have not, all the steel section have not reached in the tension zone the yield point, because your FCT equals FYD is here. This is that. Now this point is here. Just it has reached only 70% of that yield value only. Not that full section is not under compression. Some tension is there, but that tensile stress has not reached the yield point. That also will give you a picture. So you have used almost optimum. If you would have been here only fully compression, that means the tension zone steel you have not utilized at all. That's the picture you are going to get. But here, not that, you are landing up with in FST 0.6 to 0.7 D. That means you are loading even tensile zone steel also to take part in your design calculation. So that is a more or less optimum type of design you can conclude, and that information, that's only for information. I am giving you only for information. That will not help you in actual design computation. So only design computation is only getting P by FCK value. That's all. Having known that P, you can find out P, that is percentage of steel. Percentage of steel, that is 0.05. FCK is 25. 25 into 0.05, it is 1.25%. So you can provide 1.25% steel. Here you can decide whether to go all around, but you have used the chart already, wherein because chart 33, wherein the steel has been shown only on the two parallel edges, so that you have to stick up. Right? You can use the other chart also for the same data. You can use where the steel is distributed all around. That data also, chart also, you can use it. There's nothing binding on your part. You can use either distributed all around or only on the two parallel edges. Since I have used the chart 33, which I showed you that particular chart, the steel has been distributed only on the two parallel edges. The area of this steel is 1.25%. So you can find out the area of steel. Area of steel equals 1.25%. BD is 400 by 400. So this gives you 2000 millimeter square. So you have already decided about the size of bar here, 20 mm, for which the area of one bar is 314 millimeter square. So I think you can provide 8 bars, because the chart what you have used shows 4 bars on the two parallel edges. So go for 8 numbers of 20 mm area. So provide 8 numbers of 20 dia bars on short edges. Because in the problem they are told sketch the reinforcements also. You can sketch the reinforcement, so that completes your design. For uniaxial moment, this is only for uniaxial moment. Of course, section given is square section and eccentricity is also given, so you can take it biaxial also and design the same section for biaxial bending also. So that is, biaxial bending is very simple, only using other interaction formula, that's all, nothing other than that. It is simple calculation of this bending, uniaxial bending itself. So your sketch will be, reinforcement sketch will be like this. This is 400 mm, 400 mm. So I have used 420 dia bars. And of course, one time you have to take it all round, or you can take alternate like this. Like this, one tie you can take it, another tie you can take in this fashion. Oh, so I have a separate figure. Four reinforcements. One tie going round these 4 bars, another tie going round these 4 bars. So it takes care of all the 8 bars provided with ties in both directions. And you need not have to bother what is the clear spacing between the bars. That you need not, because you have provided tie all around for all the bars. You need not check. Otherwise, you can just show that particular pitch also between the bars. So this is outer cross section, 400. 400. This is that effective cover of 50. So this 400 overall. So you have left with 300. So each of these spacing will be 100. Though it is more than 75 mm. So you have provided tie going in 2 directions. You need not have to bother. This direction also, you don't have to bother, because this distance as per the total provision, it should not be more than 48 times diameter of the ties. We use tie of 6 mm. So 6 mm into 48, it comes to around 324. 50 cover gone. So it will be well within that limit. So that particular criteria also satisfied. So here you got 50, here you got 50, so this is just 300. They are all well within the limit. Arrangement of bars, longitudinal bars as well as transverse bars, it has taken care. This is the arrangement of reinforcement, what you are expected to do in sketching the reinforcement. Then find the ties, design of transverse steel. Design of ties. Longitudinal steel you have provided, and that also you have provided in place by providing ties. Now I will design the ties. The dia of tie should be minimum 5 mm or 1/4 of size of longitudinal bar. Longitudinal bar is 20 mm, 1/4 of it is 5 mm only. So let us provide 6 mm tie. So provide 6 mm ties. So spacing of tie should be least of first lateral dimension, least lateral dimension of column which is 400 millimeters, then 16 times area of longitudinal bar,
320.
that is 320 mm, then C 48 times diameter of tie
288.
times day of tie, that is
288.
3
288, sir.
288 millimeter or 300 mm. Out of these four, least is this. You can provide 6 mm tie, so as spacing, provide 6 mm tie at 280 millimeters center to center. This is about transverse steel design, longitudinal steel design, transverse steel design. So this transverse steel, it will be at 280. If one can sketch it and show it. So this completes design of column for uniaxial bending moment. Biaxial bending moment, it will take about 10 or 15 minutes, similar to this. It's just a combination that I will finish it in the next class. Let us close the design of column by next class and start footing for the